Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's Breakdown, the dirty version. I'm Neil, this is Kyle. We're going to talk about last week's results at Thunder. We're going to talk about some big injuries coming up, and of course, looking forward, we're going to talk about Pennsylvania. It's another nasty track. Alright, so if you, for some reason, did not catch last weekend's results at Thunder Valley, we are here to give you the good news, the not so great news, but all in all, we're going to talk about it. So Kyle, go ahead and lead off. Let's talk about the track first.
That track was nasty. I'm glad everyone wasn't on the track. The braking bumps, like Neil said before, you can lose your children in that.
Oh yeah, small children were lost in there.
Ruts, you could probably fill up with water and swim in them.
Yes,
they were absolutely nasty.
I mean, really, we were talking about earlier, the 250s, for example, a great one. When you see guys like Cooper Webb, to me, he's like a smaller racer. When he was in some of those ruts, I could barely see the top of the guy's helmet. I mean, the stuff, the commitment these guys do, diving in, making the turns. Granted, he had a pretty good race anyways, but again, that track, by the time I was watching them, when we got to the end of the moto, especially Moto 2, the thing was blown out. I mean, that's part of outdoors, though. That's why I love it so much. I know you're the same way as me. You know, sometimes they'll groom stuff and whatnot, but honestly, outdoors is where it's at. It's for real, it's nasty. And I couldn't even imagine if they did a third moto. I mean, what are you going to use, a Zamboni? Are you trying to get some traction on that thing? How's that going to work? I have no idea.
I love how brutal it is, and speaking of brutal, Alex Martin hauling the absolute mail. Last year, like I said in the last episode, maybe a top 15 guy. This time he was the top guy. He was absolutely flying. Never seen Alex Martin ride like that. Passed his brother, Jeremy Martin, and Cooper Webb, who are the top two guys. Passed them both. Unfortunately, in the first moto, got in with Plessinger, had a crash. Second moto, passed everybody except for Sabachi. Sabachi was the one to
once again Sabachi on fire
to match his speed, but he was clicking off the laps, man. It was impressive.
The brothers Martin are going to be for real. And I can't wait to see those guys get into the 450s, which kind of leads us to the next is Roxon. Take it easy, bro. What are you, 5 out of 6 right now? I mean, it's crazy.
Once again.
He just goes and goes and goes. Now, granted, we were talking a little bit earlier before we started doing this. Really, I mean, I joke about it all the time, but man, Bubba, where are you, dude? It's like tracking Bigfoot right now. No one knows where you're at. We don't know what you're doing. And I think there are Bigfoot creatures in Florida. So maybe he's hanging in the swamp.
Maybe he got eaten.
Oh, there we go. Maybe. I hope not. But honestly, I mean, with the 450s again, Dungey, you know, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but he was looking stellar. Anderson, my guy, again, another thing we'll talk about a little bit. I don't know what happened to him, but I got to get to Moto 2 right away. Man, Team Honda boys, Kennard and Seeley, strong, but then all of a sudden, here comes Roxon rolling through the pack. And speaking of really starts, to kind of get back to 1 and 2, is Tomac. Not that this is his home track, but that's what's been freaking handcuffing this guy the whole time. His starts. He was 18th and then had to climb up. He was 9th or something, had to climb up. That's not how you want to race, and I don't know what I'm doing out there, but ultimately, he's got to get that stuff sorted out. And I know he's got the pressure and everything from Big Green, but we got to make it happen. And then again, what we were leading earlier about talking about the injuries, Dungey, a weird one, because we both saw the crash. He gets up, gets on his bike, finishes. Now, you know the news.
Yeah, broken vertebrae. They're not really dealing too much on the details, but yeah, broken vertebrae. Yeah, and it looks like he's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks, probably ending his season if I had to guess. Obviously ending his championship hopes, but unfortunately, broken vertebrae, can't really mess with that too much.
No.
And
it's unfortunate. Saw the transition from Supercross to outdoors. He's on point. Yep. So definitely, man, good healing vibes out to you. We hope everything's going to be well and take care of it. And then, like we were talking a little bit earlier about Anderson, the altitude sickness. It was strange because I guess we were kind of joking, and nothing against these guys. They're top tier athletes, but I would think you'd probably be conditioned for that, and it was weird because he was strong, and then he just started fading, and then he's off, and then he doesn't show up, and he's already flying home, which is kind of weird for that. But regardless, I mean, that's his business, that's the race, that's what racing is like.
Unfortunately. Unfortunately.
So coming up now, we do have a weekend off, and this is going to lead us right into Pennsylvania, and we're looking at High Point National. Now this one's kind of cool because we're talking again, an uphill start. Now, that's going to be cool to watch. I don't know if people I've seen this track before, but it's the same kind of setup where it's a little bit loose. I mean, it's going to be. And elevation changes all over the place.
Yeah, there's no section of the track that is completely flat. It's constantly going in and out of a valley. Great for the spectators though, because they just see down into the track, so they can see most of the track. But it's going to get brutal. It's a lot of uphills, downhills, and we'll see how it plays out.
So we're heading to Pennsylvania. We're going to have our obviously Roxon, Tomac. I'd like to see something strong. Sealy is going to be our sleeper though, I think.
Yeah, Sealy, he seems to be waking up in the outdoors a lot more. Was known as a Supercross specialist, definitely coming alive in the outdoor season, so we can only hope it continues.
Exactly, and last but not least, hey, let's keep our eyes open, keep your video cameras rolling for a Bubba sighting. Maybe we'll see him, maybe not. All right, everybody, have a great week. We'll see you soon.